a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thank you for spending some time with us here. We greatly appreciate you supporting our show, supporting our family, the local family here. It's all about helping you become a more informed consumer. Over 10 years on air, real excited about that and the growth around the team. Up 60% year over year on our real estate business. So my wife, Lindsay, and the team, shout out to them. Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always helping you sell faster for more money. We're going to touch on a $3 million listing that we have here in Tampa Bay as well. And we've got Bruce Woodburn in studio, the loan arranger, Crosscountry Mortgage. We're going to talk with Bruce about, of course, an update on interest rates, debt consolidation, what you might want to be careful of there. Also, doctor loans and self-employed buyers, some of the write-offs, with some of the high write-offs there as well. So Bruce is a wealth of information. Crosscountry Mortgage, mortgage partner with the Platinum MVP team, doing a lot of our pre-approvals, getting people ready to get into the home ownership game. And also Jenny Restrepo, she's on her way up to Tallahassee, so we're going to check in with her and see what the Florida realtors are talking about in Tallahassee. What's on the chopping block, so to speak? What are we going to be talking about there? So before we do, we always like to plug our sponsors. We got a great restaurant partner here in Tampa Bay. It's Brio Tuscan Grill over at the International Plaza.
Yummy.
Excellent food. Yeah, that Tuscan-inspired, that Italian food. Excellent. I love the salmon. I get the salmon almost every time there. And they have a happy hour Monday through Friday. You get like $7 burgers over there. Excellent food and just a great ambiance as well. Very delicious menu. Chef Oscar Ramirez always outdoes himself. He's so awesome over there. Joey's the general manager. Just tell him you heard about him here on the show and he'll give you a free appetizer. I mean, their appetizers are amazing too. Now, we're also doing third Thursday of the month. This is going forward the whole year. Third Thursday of the month, we're hosting a happy hour over there. We're going to have free appetizers out, and we're going to have our radio show contributors, real estate contacts, mortgage professionals, all types of great show partners and realtors there. So if you want to meet our team and say hello, come on over to Brio Tuscan Grill, 2223 North West Shore Boulevard on Thursday, January 18th, 6 o'clock. We're going to be having a happy hour ongoing every third Thursday over at Brio Tuscan Grill, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Excellent food, and make sure you say hi to them and let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, quick listing here for this segment here, 2907 North Florida Avenue. This is my $3 million listing. I really want you to reach out to your friends, anybody that you know that owns a business. This would be a perfect building for them within the right parameters, of course, but there's wide open warehouse space that could be utilized as retail. You have offices up front that is decked out beautifully with the nice design for an office. There's 3 different executive offices. And you also have a separate building that's currently rented out, bringing in about $6,500 a month in passive income. So you have passive income coming out. You got 12,000 total square feet there, 7,200 square foot heated. 2907 North Florida Avenue in Tampa, one of our hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team. Close to downtown, corner lot location, great opportunity with 50,000 plus vehicles a day passing by there. So it's a beautiful property, great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. I want to talk about a residential listing too. We've got some great listings here in Tampa Bay, vacant land, commercial properties, residential properties as well. We just did a price drop at 15900 Oak Crest Circle. This is a property that we've got up in Pasco County, up in Brooksville. And what I love about going up that way is you're going to get more bang for your buck. Larger rooms, larger lot, more room to spread out. 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 3-car garage at 15900 Oak Crest Circle in Brooksville, Florida. Luxurious jetted tub, newer hot water heater, AC as well, sprinkler system. And I love the fact that they have a propane generator wired into the box. So you are all set if there was any outages there. 15900 Oak Crest Circle, Brooksville. We just dropped at $15,000. Owners motivated. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
Bruce Woodburn, the loan arranger in studio. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks for having me, man. What great listings you have. I love that commercial office warehouse. You know, anybody that owns a business that needs a place to do some work on their shop, in their shop, some type of manufacturing. What a great opportunity, and what an amazing location.
Yeah, it really is, man. A great
Really
opportunity there. And, the financing is good on commercial properties as well. We got a commercial specialist that does financing there. But when you think about, people that are looking right now, what's kind of your feedback you're hearing? Here we are, kind of mid-January already. What are you seeing and hearing around rates?
Well, things are already starting to improve a little bit. We saw a little bit of improvement before Christmas. It wasn't but about 3 months ago we were hitting the 8% and we dropped into the 7s. Nobody wanted to jump into the market. Just a few people that had to buy were buying, and now we're starting to see a lot more activity. The amount of clientele that have jumped into the market that were just sitting on the sidelines, I think, are a little bit more comfortable with a rate in the mid-6s than they were in the mid-7s. So it's gotten a lot better. There's a downside to lower interest rates. Do you know what that is?
Downside to lower interest rates. What could that be?
Well, I'll tell you what it is, and most people don't even think about this, and this is a message to low down payment buyers. So veterans, FHA, 3%, anybody looking for down payment assistance, sellers were more motivated to work with you and pay closing costs and help out because you don't have a lot of money to work with. So the higher interest rates made it easier for the lower down payment client. Now, granted, they didn't qualify for as much, and it may be more difficult for their debt ratio, but it gave them more opportunity. As interest rates drop, it makes it less motivating because sellers have more people that want to buy their home, and they don't have to make repairs and pay closing costs.
Sure.
So it's still an advantage right now because interest rates for good credit score borrowers can be in the mid-6s right now or low 7s if your credit isn't even all that great.
Yeah.
But they're getting a little bit better. But be cautious because the lower interest rates get, the more people jump in the market, the less sellers are willing to work with you, and the more your price is going to go up. I mean, I was looking at appreciation rates, and there's some segments of Tampa right here in town, like in the top 10 cities in Florida, like Carrollwood was one of the best cities, and it was seeing the most appreciation. So you have different pockets throughout the community that they're not gonna go down in value.
Right.
They're not going down in value.
Yeah, you don't want to wait. Bruce, here's the other thing I want you to speak on, because the Federal Reserve a couple weeks back, they said, we're going to have 1 cut, 2 cut, 3 cut. They're starting to say how many cuts they're going to have. So then some people say, well, maybe I'll wait till the 2nd or 3rd cut, right? That's the wrong idea.
Well, it's an interesting thing because, first of all, I don't think Jerome Powell knows what he's going to eat for breakfast tomorrow, let alone know what he's going to cut. So they didn't cut rates. Rates did not get cut in the last session. We got another meeting on January 30th. There could potentially be a 1/4 point cut at that point. But if there is, it doesn't mean that you're going to see a reduction in interest rates.
Right.
And that's something that most people don't understand. Mortgages are tied to mortgage-backed securities, to the bond market. They're not tied to the prime rate. And if prime goes down and that spurs the economy, then the stock market will rally and the bonds will suffer. So I have seen a reduction in the Fed rate negatively impact interest rates. Now, I'm not saying it's going to.
Right.
I think that as the year goes on, interest rates will get a little bit better. But why do you want to wait till you have more competition and the price of the home goes up?
Yep.
Right now is a perfect opportunity. Heck, if I'm locking a rate in at 6.5 today and interest rates drop to 5.25, I'm still going to refinance you. And I don't charge any lender fees to do that. So you're still going to get a refinance. I'm going to encourage that. But I think people waiting are actually going to hurt themselves more than help themselves.
Yeah.
Because you and I, like particularly if you're a veteran and you wait for interest rates to drop, huge mistake. Huge mistake. You will be pushed out of the market. If you're putting less than 20% down, don't wait. Buy now. I'll refinance you later. It's a better opportunity for you to do that.
Yeah, I love that. And if you just joined us, we're talking with Bruce Woodburn here, Crosscountry Mortgage, our mortgage expert contributor, all things finance related to real estate, and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, of course, can help find you the home. Bruce can find you the loan, and he's known as the Loan Arranger, longtime friend of the show here, doing some great job, doing some deals with some of our current buyers as well. And when you look at the numbers, too, our team was up 60%. And this is what happens in a market like this, right? You have a lot of people that are realtors. They go back to being a personal trainer, hairstylist,
Yes,
etc. And then you
selling
have the
cars.
people. Yeah, exactly. And then you have the people that are still, doing the great job for their buyers, sellers, and investors that are going to profit more. They're going to gain more market share, and you see that happen. Do you notice that in the mortgage industry too?
It's the same thing in our business.
Yep.
Either you're a professional in your field and your craft, and you're there for the long run. Because I can guarantee you one thing: the real estate market is it has its great years and it has its not so great years, and you've got to just work through it and do what you can to help buyers and sellers. And that's what we're here to do. I'm not going anywhere. I've been doing this for 35 years. By the way, is it okay if I give out my phone number?
Let's do it.
Yeah. So you can reach me right now at 813-213-4009. That's 813-213-4009 right here in Tampa. Or go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. You can reach the loan arranger. You got questions for me. You're thinking about maybe upgrading your home, getting into the market. Maybe you're a first-time home buyer. Maybe you're a doctor. We were going to talk a little bit later on in the show about doctor loans. And what about all the people that overspent on their credit cards over the holidays and got a little loose with their credit during COVID, and now their fortunate thing is they're sitting on a ton of equity, but now you're sitting on a ton of debt. And debt is the enemy of wealth. So if you look at your 401k and you go, Brandon, I got $300,000 in my 401k, but I got $100,000 between my car loans and my credit cards. You only got $200,000. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you're a family and you live off of a family income of, say, $150,000 a year, okay? It's a decent income.
Yep.
But combined income, $150,000. How much money do you think you need to retire on in order to live that lifestyle, assuming that we don't have any appreciation?
Right, exactly.
$3 million.
Yeah.
You better have in the bank $3 million. Got
to start saving it now and have the right plan in place. Mark is our guy, Mark Hay, 21st Century Financial Group. He can set you up with those long-term plans. More with Bruce Woodburn, Crosscountry Mortgage here, the loan arranger, coming up in just a moment. And we're going to take a quick break, pay some bills. And when we come back, interesting story, offices. Talk about office space. So we talk about residential. We'll talk about commercial a little bit too. Offices are the emptiest they've been since 1979. Interesting story here. And guess which state has the lowest? We'll be right back. We'll tell you about that. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify. Or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
I want to give a special thanks to Satellite Phone Store. They just hooked me up with this beautiful satellite phone, and it's a gorgeous phone. It's a great device. It's a safety device as well. Think about it. If you're out on the boat 40, 50 miles out, maybe you're going hunting or you're going hiking in the woods somewhere, you run out of cell phone service, or who knows, maybe a possible terrorist attack. It's not like our politicians aren't entrenched in all this stuff going on overseas, all over the place, all over the world. Could be a terrorist attack. They could attack the power grid. They could attack the cell phones. Who knows what they're going to attack next.
Brandon? Jenny's on hold and the phone sounds pretty good.
REQB. SAT for satellite, sat123.com.
Alrighty, sounds good. So is she going to be at the third segment then? Alrighty.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got a hot listing down south here. This one's 1161 Rio de Janeiro. This is in Punta Gorda. Great listing in the southern listening audience. This is a great property. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2,500 square feet. You got a metal roof. My seller, I was talking to him yesterday. He said, Brandon, he said, I like to do the nice metal roofs for my properties. They just last longer, and they've got a long warranty. Beautiful pool home right here. This is in the area of Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda. Great opportunity. We got open houses going on. Check out this property at 1161 Rio de Janeiro Avenue, and that's in Punta Gorda. You'll be happy you did. Close to shopping malls and everything else as well. Beautiful property there. 7532 Yachtsman Drive in Hudson. This is another waterfront property. We've got a lot of waterfront properties, by the way. If you're a boater out there, reach out. We'd love to talk to you. 7532 Yachtsman Drive, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1632 square feet. This is on a canal that feeds out to the Gulf of Mexico. You can go fishing, of course, enjoy all the water sports out there. Brand new kitchen, granite countertops, top of the line appliances. Beautiful property. You've got solar panels as well, so you get that efficiency built in. This is a great property. You can see all of our real estate listings online at platinumcoastalelite.com.
This is God's country.
All right, we got Bruce Woodburn in the house. He is a wealth of knowledge around all things finance, real estate mortgage financing, cross-country mortgage. Quick story here. So nearly 20% of office space in major American cities wasn't leased in 2023. That's a big number, 80%.
You think the Chinese virus got a hold of them? Is that what happened?
I think so. And the article talks about the boom, the remote to remote working. You got that in there. And they also talk about the 1990 recession, which left a lot of there was an office being built back in the 80s as well. So now it's devoid of tenants, and it's also outdated and undesirable. So you have and what I also wrote as notes is it's hard to retrofit some of these buildings because you can't change the plumbing around, the electric. It's all kind of poured concrete already. But as I teased, guess which state has the lowest as far as vacancy?
Well, not California.
Not California, not New York, not Chicago.
No.
You guessed it, Florida. In particular, Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale has some of the lowest. So there you have it. There's our update on commercial real estate.
Just another great reason to move to Florida.
That's it, man. We're rocking and rolling.
I'm telling you, we got fishing, swimming, we got the beaches, we got lakes all over the place. Our real estate prices, when I look at other cities that are metropolitan cities, we are still undervalued. And that's why we're getting all these Californians and New Yorkers and New Jersey. And I don't mind them coming here as long as they don't screw up my state like they did their own, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Just keep your liberal stuff back there. Let us run our state the way we've been running it, and we're going to be great. And our values will continue to go up.
Absolutely. I got 3 categories I want to get to, Bruce, so give me about a minute on each.
Sure.
Doctor loans.
Okay, doctor loans. These are for physicians that are medical physicians. You can do 0 down payment, 100% financing, up to $1 million. So you're a doctor, and it's very forgiving on student loans because we know you're loaded up with student loans. So we have some flexibility with that. You need a 720 score to go 100%. But I'm going to tell you something. If you are out of medical school or out of residency, or you're a relatively new doctor, some programs limit you to being a doctor less than 10 years, but I have programs that don't really care whether you've been a doctor.
What about nurses?
Well, nurses are not medical doctors. So there are special programs that become available. Okay. That's what Hometown Heroes was for, but they went away. But we have other programs that are for nurses that work for local down payment assistance programs to help them. But yeah, they're out of the medical, and you can't do chiropractors don't qualify in there. However, veterinarians do.
Okay.
You have to be a medical doctor.
Yeah, you got to be able to prescribe drugs, et cetera.
Well, even nurse practitioners can prescribe drugs, and they're not qualified in that. It is strictly for medical physicians.
Okay. Gotcha. Bruce Woodburn here. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, and we're talking about real estate, mortgage, of course. Talk to me about iBuyers, because every now and then I run into these scenarios. It's people...
iBuyers mean I have to do the realtor's job and the lender's job. You got to be kidding me. Here's the thing. I think that the commercials that they have are unbelievable. They make me want to do it.
What is an iBuyer, though? Start there.
So an iBuyer is somebody that's going to these companies that will buy a home for you or pay cash for it, and they are like your offer pad, your what's the other one? There's Open Door,
Yep.
right? So I'm going to tell you, I won't tell you which one, your Mark Spain's and all that stuff.
Yep.
I won't tell you which one, but my employee was selling their home through one of those companies. I won't tell you which one. The day before closing, all packed up. Day before closing, they call and say, we're renegotiating. We're going to knock 10 grand off.
That's what they
do. She was totally messed. They wanted her to bow down and sign it.
Exactly.
She backed out. She ended up getting 10 grand more than what they offered her for in the first place.
But it was like 30, 45, 60 days later, probably.
It was crazy.
Right? You got to regroup. You got to deal with all the BS.
Yeah, and they say they're not charging commissions, but they charge fees.
Yeah.
Well, one of them that starts with an O, they got sued by FCC. For deceptive practices.
Yep.
Right? And now they say they've fixed the problem, but I don't see it being fixed.
No. Yeah, and we hear lots of stories like that, similar to that too. So here's what it comes down to, guys. If you're looking to sell, why not go and get the retail version of that dollar? And especially with a company like ours featuring our listings on air, 80 outlets worldwide, blasting it out to thousands of people by saying, hey, look, I don't want to put the house on the market. I don't want to sign in the yard. I don't want a lockbox. I just want a cash offer. You're losing 30% roughly on top of, as far as what you pay for,
Brandon. You get what you pay for.
You're missing out on a lot of profit.
It's the thing is, you don't need a barber. You can cut your own hair.
Right.
You don't need a dentist. You could pull your own tooth.
Yeah.
Okay. You could stick some putty in there if you got a cavity.
Yeah.
Right. You don't need a doctor to fix your broken leg. You can strap a stick to it if you want to and wheel around in a wheelchair. You don't need a real estate agent. Unless you want somebody to look out for your best interest.
Yep.
It's the biggest thing that we ever do financially. Why do you want to put your faith in somebody that really doesn't care about you and you're just a number?
Yeah.
That's why the MVP team at Keller Williams, the Platinum MVP team, does so well. Because you guys, I know your agents. They care about your clients. And I know it because when you call me for a client to take care of their mortgage, I know how much you know about them and how much you care about them.
Yeah.
And that makes the difference.
Absolutely. We want to make sure they're in a better position. We want to make sure we're getting 5-star reviews and all that good stuff that goes along with that. So, we appreciate that, Bruce. And we like to work with Bruce a lot. We have these scenarios where people aren't pre-qualified. The deal is you got to get pre-qualified. You got to make sure you know what your scenarios are, because you never know. Somebody could stick something on your credit, and all of a sudden you got an issue, and you really love that house. You wanted to make an offer on that house, but you can't do it, Bruce.
Well, I'll tell you something. Most banks and lenders will pre-qualify you and not pre-approve you and send you out shopping. A good quality lender will at least pre-approve you, and that is reviewing all your docs. I do something called Fast Track, and that's a full underwritten approval. Loan officers don't approve loans. They just originate them. Who approves them? Underwriters. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you want your loan approved by an underwriter in advance of shopping? If you go through my Fast Track program, I will guarantee the seller that I will close on time, or I will pay them up to $500 a day. Do you think those other companies will do that?
I like that. That's
Not
good.
in a million years.
That's strong. Say
Can
that
I give
again.
out my phone number?
Close on time, or
I will close on time. Your Fast Track loan approved. I will close on time, or I will pay the seller up to $500 per day for missing that closing. My closings don't get delayed. I don't ask for extensions. I close on time. 813-213-4009 or WeBringYouHome.com. Write that down. WeBringYouHome.com. Easy online application.
All right. Yeah. Reach out to the show. We'll put you in touch with Bruce Woodburn as well, and longtime friend of the show. Bruce, thanks a lot, man. Good stuff.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
Coming up, Jenny Restrepo on her way to Tallahassee for a legislative session. We're going to find out what the Florida realtors are going to be looking at doing. Insured Title Company, Jenny Restrepo coming up. Plus, feel-good story of the day, firefighter who paid for distressed woman's groceries, inspired to launch a mobile pet pantry, coming up.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.